Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Let's let's start with Anna and Jason because I'm trying to rack my brain around how she thought this was gonna play out. Okay, so she goes to see Jason in Pentonville, and she basically says, "Hey, listen, I know that we had a plan, but yeah, I can't help you because Peter has something over me. So yeah." And at one point, even Jason was like, "So you came here to tell me that you couldn't help me?" And Anne's like, "No, no, no, no. I came here to ask you a favor." This is after she makes the mark. Well, she makes the comment about Jason and his knuckles, getting into fights or whatever. Which, by the way, Jason is a connected person with Sonny and everything like that. You would think that he would probably have people with him. I know Carly was to talk about, well, Jason could take care of himself, but he can't be, stay awake 24/7. I'm like, but he shouldn't have to. He has people. Where's all his money goes? Anyway, the point is, this is after she saw the marks on his knuckles. So I'm like, so let me get this straight. Not only did you come here to tell him, well, that you couldn't really do anything, but now you're going to sit there and ask this man for a favor. And the favor is asking Carly to back off. I want everyone to take that all in. She's asking Jason to tell Carly, and granted, if Carly's gonna listen to anyone, it's gonna be Jason. But still, just the simple fact that you came in and asked for that favor, like, oh, I just need you to tell Carly to back off. Jason's like, Carly's gonna do what Carly's gonna do, and Anna pretty much is like, well, listen, if she does something, she's just gonna make the situation worse. I don't. He's in jail. I don't. I don't understand how the situation can get any worse. And what's amazing to me is that she didn't tell Carly. And I'm like, okay, you want her in your team, but you're not going to sit there and give her all the information. But now you're not going to even give Jason the information. You're just, what, you want him to, trust you on blind faith? Because that's been working out for him so far, right? I mean, he's in jail because you didn't listen to him, but, whatever. Wow. And then, then Anna is like, because Jason's like, well, listen, so what are you going to be doing? And Anna's like, you're not going to be working in a situation. And Jason's like, well, if that doesn't work, do you have like pretty much a backup plan? And Anna's like, yeah, well, if it comes down to it, I'm going to eliminate Peter. I'm like, you couldn't even eliminate your own sister. You didn't seem like you had the heart to eliminate your own sister. But you're going to do that to Peter, who you consider to be a son. At this point, listen, I know Carly acts on her emotions, but trust in Anna at this point, this is pretty much where it is led him up to. So I feel like every time that he talks to her moving forward, he should take anything that she says with a grain of salt. Speaking of that, let's where the hell is my 1 second? So let's talk about Nicholas Neva. So pretty much Nicholas is about to sit there and make the call to this guy that's gonna go there and rescue Florence. Now Carly and Laura, tries to give him a heads up. Hey, listen, some people are coming, so just stash us somewhere. Just do what you got to do. They're coming. So Carly and Laura kind of just walking in the room, in Nicholas' room, and it's like, hey, listen, we got people there. So now at this point, it's a stalemate. You got Carly and her people in this panic room, and Nicholas guys on the outside. They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. 1 second. There's a bunch of insults being thrown around. Carly and Laura's not saying, don't do this. Don't have these guys take Florence because that's the only leverage you have. And if you do that, then Silas is gonna pretty much have you shining his shoes at this point. He can get you to do whatever he wants because, well, he owns you at this point. And Nicholas is like, listen, my aunt's life is on the line. Now, there's this interesting situation where the guy's like, listen, if we go and we try to take Florence, somebody can get hurt, somebody can get killed. Now Carly's like, no, you're not gonna do that with my mother there. I'm like, so Carly, listen, as much as I love you sometimes, so you're worried about your mother, but you don't think that Nicholas is worried about his aunt? Like his aunt? Like you don't think that that's a factor? You think he's just doing this just to spite you? You think he's doing this because of some sort of power play? I remember Laura said that, and I was like, Laura, you're an idiot, because your solution is to what? Talk to the warden? Oh, okay, because that's gonna work over so well, right? Like I feel like her solution at best is like a light band-aid, you know. Um, and she's sitting there talking. The Nicholas talking about, oh, it was a chess game, and he goaded you into doing it. You had to sit there and try to prove like you're man enough or whatever. I was like, Laura, you seriously do not get. And this is the thing, and I know that I'm gonna get a lot of backlash from this. I'm seeing it from both points of view. I understand that, and by the way, they do this whole stalemate, and ultimately Carly just like, listen, let it go, let Florence go. Um, and of course, Carly just had to sit there and give her 3 cents, talking about you're this, you're that, and then she just kind of walks off. I'm sitting there thinking, Carly, if you was in his position, you do the exact same thing. You would do the exact same thing. So you coming at Nicholas that way is just a damn hypocrite at best. And Laura's like, oh, you're not the son that I knew, and yada yada yada. And I'm just like, Laura, just go. Just go at this point. Because and here's the thing, I get where Laura and Carly is coming from. Okay? Because yeah, they're right. They are absolutely right. Nicholas doing that favor for Cyrus is just going to be more favors, because Nicholas was like, whoa, this is a way out, and this is a way to even the playing field. I was like, Nicholas, have you not actually been paying attention? By the way, he's supposed to be this prince guy with, billions of dollars and everything like that. You can just sit there and try to get money to protect your aunt? Like, seriously? What are you a prince of exactly? Because I'm confused. Anyway, everyone leaves, and Ava was the only person that backed him up. Ava was like, listen, I don't like what you did, but I understood what you did. I understood the reasons why you did what you did. And I was like, you know what? Good for you, Ava. Good for you. I mean, granted, you used to be in a mob, and I'm pretty sure you could have probably did something, but whatever. But yeah, I get it, But I also get it from Nicholas' point of view, though. Yeah, it's a temporary band-aid at best. But you know what? Listen, it's a lot better knowing that she's not going to get a broken arm or anything else because, she's protected. Anyway, like I said, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack to it. So, yeah, but I'm trying to see it from both sides of the coin. Because ultimately, they're both right in what they're trying to do. Anyway, so Hilda is about to, put that work on Alexis. And then, I'm not gonna lie, this woman looks so much like, the jail coach that Alexis was talking to. I thought it was her for a minute. I really did. As a matter of fact, I still think somehow that's the same actress just playing a different character. I am not joking. I probably have to sit there and go back and rewatch it, but I thought it was the same woman. Anyway, this woman comes out, and she's like, listen, you gotta let Alexis go, and just, don't question me. So Hilda backs off, and she walks away, and Alexis says thank you, and the woman's like, hey, listen, I'm just doing what I'm paid to do. She walks off. Now, Alexis is not there trying to rack her brain around, just not there wondering, what does that mean? She talks to the other woman, and finally she realizes, and I don't understand why it took her so long. I get that she probably had a lot of stuff going on, so she might not have to remember. But then she remembers the flashback of Nicholas, and they're saying, hey, just let you know, I made up arrangements that no one will sit there and touch you while you're in jail. No one will touch you while you're in jail. And, she's sitting there saying, well, what did you do, Nicholas, or whatever. So now she's sitting there pondering, and granted, this is after this other woman was sitting there telling her, hey, listen, keep your head down. Don't say anything and just, keep it moving. But now Alexis is sitting there wondering, why would she sit there and protect me for? What is it in it for Cyrus? What does she want? I'm like, you should probably worry about, like, your own safety at this point. I mean, of course not, because it's a soap opera, but, like, yeah. So that's where that stands at. Now, we got, let's talk about the other part of this episode that was just like, what? So after Trina and Jocelyn Smith, they're talking about school and how Jocelyn Smith, they're trying to go extra hard so that way these people can sit there and notice her so that way she can get off the wait list. Cam comes over. Now at first, Jocelyn was like, what are you doing here? What are you here for? And, Trina leaves and she's like, hey, listen, just play nice, get along or whatever. At first, Cam is like, hey, listen, I want to stop, I want my best friend back. I want to stop arguing with you. So, Jocelyn's like, she agrees or whatever. And they start talking. Jocelyn's like, how you doing? And Cam started talking about Jake and how Jake is upset with him. Cam, I felt like you just wasted a bus ride, a 5-man walk. I don't know. I feel like you just wasted your whole time because the minute that he came out and basically said, yeah, I still think that Jason did it. It was just like, dude. I actually had to pause it for a minute. I was like, wait, so you just came over here for no reason, right? Because that's literally, like, how did you think this was going to play out? So Jocelyn's like, okay, well, I thought you were here to apologize. What are you even doing here? Like, why did you even come here for? That's literally more or less what she said. And Cam was like, hey, listen, I figured we just not talk about it. It could just be a non-topic or whatever. Okay, Cam. You know what? Listen, I said stupid things when I was 17 or 18 or, well, even today probably. But the point is, Johnson's like, listen, this isn't going to work. Okay, we're not going to sit there and dance around this subject. This subject of this guy who I know my whole life that I believe didn't kill Franco for obvious reasons. And Johnson and Kane was like, well, I think he did do it and yada yada yada. At this point, Johnson's like, yo, you know what, the door's that way. You can you can go back out. You can just forget this whole thing ever happened, and you could just go. And more or less, nothing got solved. So yeah, Cam, that was a great job of wasting everyone's time. I'm so glad that you came in here for this episode. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the stuff with Trina and Taggart wasn't really that interesting. I mean, Trina was asking, well, first of all, she did feel guilty about, how she was coming at Jordan and Curtis and everything like that. But once she got done with that, then she started asking Taggart some personal information like, did you and Jordan ever hook up? Were you and her ever a thing or anything like that? Like, it's just so weird you living here. And I'm like, Trina, you should be grateful that she did decide to take him in because he can be sitting in jail still. That was pretty much about it, except for, he's going to do his best to sit there and try to make her graduation, and that was it, I guess. Okay, so Cyrus is sitting there hanging out with Martin. He's like, hey, just chill a little bit, I'm expecting a very important phone call, and, you'll be really happy, whatever, like, just chill out for a little bit. So Martin's like, fine, He sees Curtis, and pretty much he just tries to pick a fight with Curtis at this point. Okay? He starts going in on the fact that him and Jordan aren't married anymore, and he just starts digging into Curtis about that. So Curtis is like, so, how's your mom doing? Because, me and her, we were hanging out yesterday, and he just starts getting on him about his mother. Now, at some point, he's like, well, I decided to not do the Christian thing by not doing something. And I'm just like, I thought the Christian thing was to turn the other cheek and just kind of not really go at this person how this person's going at you. So how are exactly you doing the Christian thing? I don't really understand that. Point is, Kurt's had enough. Kurt's had enough, and he's ready to well, put work into Cyrus. But Jordan stops, Curtis and just like, hey, listen, don't play his game or whatever, and just walk away. Point is, she's pretty much trying to keep him safe. I don't think Curtis really understands the power that Cyrus has. And I'm like, okay, you might sit there and beat him in a street fight, but he's going to sit there and get about 5 or 6 dudes, and he's going to go to town on you. I don't think you want that. I don't think she wants that, and so just, I guess here's the thing. In hindsight, because hindsight's 2020, I get the fact that he's angry, he's emotional, and having this dude in your face is not helping. But, yeah, I think we all sometimes start trying to pick fights with people, and we don't realize the gravity of the situation of what they could have did afterwards. Now, of course, Jordan was sitting there talking to Taggart a little bit, and Jordan was sitting there talking about how, her marriage is really messed up and everything like that, and, of course, Taggart was sitting there talking about Portia and how Portia, was ending up with Curtis because, he was undercover for too long, and I'm not gonna lie, the conversation didn't really go too much of anywhere. And I'll be honest, if I can sit, I'll be lying if I sit there and tell you I can remember what they said verbatim. But they pretty much was just talking about their failed marriages, and yeah, and of course Jordan was sitting there kicking herself because now Cyrus is back out on the streets, and now he has a legitimate name and everything like that, and honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really go anywhere. And even as I'm sitting there talking about it, I'm just like, well, you did this and you did that. I'm just like, none of this stuff is interesting. It didn't go anywhere. Why are you still talking? That's what I'm sitting there thinking inside my head. And then towards the end, Carly visits Jason, and Jason already knows. Jason already knows. He just takes one look at her, and he's like, Florence is back with Cyrus, isn't he? She doesn't even say anything. I don't even know if she even says anything. And Jason is just, he's so angry. He's so frustrated at this point. And Carly's like, listen, we gotta act now. I don't know what that means, but I don't actually now think about it. I don't know exactly what that even means. What does that mean? I don't know. Whatever plan that she has, I'm pretty sure Jason is not gonna like it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think anything else really happened, more or less. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, of course, Cyrus told, Martin the news that, their mother is back, and, well, Martin didn't really seem too happy about that. Yes, I think more or less that was about it. So, this episode was okay. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like there was a lot of people in this episode, but few people, like, not that much stuff really happened with a lot of people. Like, the whole stuff with Jordan and Curtis, and, of course, Jordan and Taggart wasn't really that great. It wasn't terrible, it was just like, okay, Even the stuff with Trina and Taggart was like, I guess it was nice, it was cute, father and daughter moment and everything, but other than that, it was just like, eh. Yeah, so that's actually going to do it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. I have a feeling I am so missing so much other stuff, but I don't think it's really that important. But if it is, write it down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will catch you in the next video.